Good evening, everyone.
What is up?
How
Welcome
are
back.
you?
How long has it been?
It's been a little bit.
No, not really. Yeah, about a week. Yeah, I'd say
Yeah,
about a week. Yeah. What's going on,
just want to
everybody?
say welcome for all those of you coming over from the Psychic Sleuth channel and to all of our regulars that we have in here. Good to see you. Randy's in the house. Stuart's in the house. Danny Bear. CCK. Stacy's here. So good to see everybody. I know that this isn't everybody's thing, but we're going to go with it. Well, people are popping in.
Yeah.
Hello, Melissa. Just
Hey, Pam.
Pam.
I'm Melissa, D, Olivia, Sierra. Nice to see you.
Yep. All right. So we have the Psychic Sleuth tonight, and I'm going to bring her on.
Hold on just a moment. I'm going to be patrolling the chat tonight, guys. I will not be up on screen, so Mark can do her thing because there's times when I do my own thing do my own show. So I'm just going to be patrolling the chat for a while until this is over with, and I'll come back up. See you guys in a bit.
All right. Here she is, the Psychic Sleuth. How are you?
Where am
Can you
I?
hear us?
I think I am. I'm waiting. There I am.
Okay. You had a little bit of a delay.
Yeah. I'm okay. How are you?
Good. I am good. I appreciate you doing this for us.
Oh, no problem. Hopefully I can get some good information. We'll see.
Yeah.
I think someone had a couple of questions though, if we wanted to answer those first.
Exactly. In fact, I was going to ask you kind of to introduce yourself. Tell us, how you got started in this, what happens in the process.
Okay. I'm getting chills for some reason. Anyways, the way I started this was I was always really kind of intuitive in life. I had a few experiences, but I didn't really open up until my husband passed away. And after he passed away, which he was also my twin flame, and I started auto writing him. And then I started meeting people that kind of told me, you should be doing readings and things like that. Then I started a grief group. And after the grief group, I was channeling and didn't know I was channeling by helping people. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like I was trying to help them with their grief, but I didn't know where the information was coming from. I didn't know what was going on. And then one day I just asked this lady, hey, I'm getting this stuff. Can I give you a reading? And she said, sure. And it went from there. So it's almost 10 years later in October that
wow.
I've been doing this. Yeah, I've been doing it a while. I can't believe it's been 10 years, honestly.
Wow.
Yeah, true crime started up probably about a year later. I was always really into, Columbo growing up and the investigative
Yes.
investigative stuff. As I was growing up, the detective shows, the true crime stuff. And so it's kind of just, it's my passion for missing people and in cases and things like that. It's just something I really like to do. Try to give some answers where there are none.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you grew up in the Columbo, Cagney, and Lacey.
Yes.
Same area as me. Yep.
Yep.
Wow. So we do have a question. Do you know if she does remote viewing?
It's remote viewing. Yes, I do. Okay. Actually, I believe that's how come when I see areas, I see them like I'm standing there. So it's really hard for me to find areas on maps because I see it like I'm in the area. It's almost like I can put myself there, and sometimes I can even put myself back in time, like sometimes I'm in the victim's shoes, and there's been a couple times I've been in the perpetrator's shoes where I've seen through his eyes. So it's hard to see him because I'm seeing through his eyes. I've had that happen in a couple of times, where I've actually been from his advantage, but most of the time it's from the victim's advantage or like a third party advantage. But yeah, I can remote view pretty well.
Awesome. That's good to know. That's got to be kind of freaky, being in the perpetrator's shoes.
Yeah.
Be like, oh my goodness.
Yeah, it can be. That happened recently, and I was wondering why I couldn't really see him, and it was because I was like seeing through his eyes. So I mean, that's only happened a few times. I've been able to get kind of into the mind of the killer. I think I did that in Delphi. I've done a lot of readings on Delphi. You know, Keegan,
Yes.
I got, or Keegan. I said Keegan, but I don't know how to say it.
That's what I say, Keegan.
Keegan, I got that the first auto write I ever did, and it didn't make sense at the time, but now it's making sense.
Now it is, yes.
Now it's making sense. So I kind of stepped away for a while and came back and did a little bit of more work on it, but it's a complicated case.
It is. It drives me crazy.
Mm-hmm. It's like a web. There's a lot more involved than people realize with it.
Yes. And this case that we're going to talk about, this one's driving me just as crazy right now.
I have a few of those cases where it's like, I wish I could get more clear info, but again, I can only give what I get.
Right.
You know? So I can only give what they give me, and hopefully it's enough. When I do this work, it's like putting puzzle pieces together. So sometimes they're symbolic, you know, sometimes it comes in as symbols, or sometimes it'll come in as bits and pieces, or I'll get certain words, but it's always just like bits and pieces of the puzzle that we've got to put together.
Right.
You know? Not great with names. Sometimes I get lucky, like, you know, with Kagan or Keegan, whatever you want to call him. But yeah, it just depends on what spirit gives me and how I pick it up.
And I've watched you, so I know how it works. I've stayed up late watching you, and then I'm like, oh man, it's 1 o'clock. I gotta go to bed.
I gotta try to, you know, I try to explain it because, you know, sometimes things can have multiple meanings.
Yes.
So sometimes one thing will, like a number or something, will have more than one meaning to it. It just depends. And sometimes I can get past, present, and future. So like in my private readings, I tend to pick up a lot of pregnancies.
Oh, I bet.
I just did a reading last night. I'm blown away this morning. I kept telling her I saw her holding a baby boy, and she's like, well, I'm not pregnant. She's like, you know, this morning she messaged me and she said, you know, I was feeling kind of sick, so I decided to take a pregnancy test, and I'm pregnant.
Oh my goodness.
And it was crazy because you know, her sister, I did a reading on her sister not long before that, and I got the same thing with her, but with a girl. And a couple weeks later, she found out she was pregnant. So the mom is giving all the goods on saying, yeah, we got some grandkids coming up. So
mom's like, yes.
Yeah, it was their mom. So I guess she was excited. She had to tell before they even knew. That was kind of mind blowing.
So tonight, I'm going to have you work on a 20-year-old cold case.
That'll be fun.
Yes.
Cold cases, you know, sometimes the information is clear, sometimes it's not. It just depends because it's been a while, you know.
Yeah.
We just have to see how that works.
Yes. So I know that you usually use a picture.
Yes.
Of the person.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to Google, and I'll even put her name in the chat here so you have it. So it's going to be Tabitha Raines.
If I just put in her first and last, will a picture pop up?
It should.
How do you spell her last name?
Raines.
Okay. And so, you know, just if you can validate for me as I get stuff, but don't give me extra information. It'll help the reading kind of flow because I know I'm with the right energy there. I mean, you know, you've seen it.
Yep. So her stepdad is in the chat tonight, so he can help us validate. Most definitely. And like she said, don't give her extra information, but if she's on track, just tell her, yes, on track, and she'll be good.
Okay, I've got like 500 pictures popped up. I don't know which one she is.
Okay, hang on here a minute.
I don't even know if she's any of these.
I'm gonna
If
share.
you just want to email me one.
Oh yeah.
Or can you share it on the camera? I don't know if there's a way to do that. Oh, okay. Yeah, none of those popped up.
Okay, maybe you have to put the full name in then.
I got some other random people. All right. I put on my EMF. We'll see if that works. If anything pops up there, I'll let you guys know. I haven't figured out a way to put it behind me yet. Sorry, guys. I'm just scribbling while I'm trying to connect. And is she still missing?
No, she was.
Or is that cold case? She was found, and this is a cold case. Okay, I just wanted to make sure I wasn't. Okay, I'm getting a bunch of stuff at once. Let me just try to. Can you email me that picture so I can close up on it? Get close up on it?
Yes.
Sometimes it helps if I zoom in on the eyes. I don't know if they're having trouble. It's like I'm getting a bunch of stuff at once, but I can't.
Okay, I just sent it.
Okay. Okay, I just got it. Okay. All right. I don't know why she's okay. So it's weird because I'm getting her as like younger, like a child. Well, about 7 or so. She shows me playing with kittens. I don't know if that makes sense. I mean, it might make sense to her, her stepdad. I don't know. It's kind of weird she would come in with that.
Right.
But I don't know. I always hang on to everything because I never know if it's going to make sense or not. Okay, I get like she's coming in with kind of a bubbly personality, very friendly, very like hi. And I don't know if she liked to do her nails or have her nails done, or her nails were, she just would paint them sometimes or paint somebody else's nails. But for some reason, she's showing me painting nails. I don't know if that has anything to do with it. We're just getting into validating this about her, and then I'll get into everything else.
And Mark, if you're watching, if you can validate.
Yeah, if you know any of that, just validate it so I know I'm on the right track. So, I mean, obviously you sent me a pageant picture, so I know that she's, into pageants and stuff, or was at one point. But she does come across as very smart, very intelligent. I don't know if she got good grades in school at some point, but she comes across as a very smart and intelligent, but also bubbly person.
Mm-hmm.
And she says I could be like girly girl, but then I think there was times where she wasn't girly girl. She was like more of a tomboy, so she was like both, is how it comes across, and I'm getting chills with that.
Yep.
Yeah, thank you, Mark. Yeah, she's coming across as very friendly, bubbly personality. And I get that, though, like she was like kind of overly friendly, like she wasn't really afraid of anybody. This day and age, we kind of try to teach our kids, to be kind of weary of people, but she didn't seem like that. It was like everybody was her friend.
Right.
And again, I feel like she just keeps going, like, I could dress up, I could be really girly, but then there was times where, like, I don't know if she liked to play sports or be more of a tomboy kind of person. Like she feels like an all around American girl, really, is what comes in with her.
Yeah. And you're right about that.
Okay. Yeah, I think I mean, she would tell you how it is if she had to tell you how it is. You know what I mean? Like, if she had to tell you something, she was going to tell you something. If she didn't like what you had to say, I feel like she was very outgoing with speaking her mind, is the words that I hear. Sorry, that's my spirit feeling dog. She kind of just be fine, and then all of a sudden.
And Mark is validating what you're saying. She's very intelligent.
Okay.
Tomboy, much so.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And I don't know where this is gonna fit in at, but and why I keep getting a bus. I don't know if it connects to her or the person, or I don't really know how it connects, but I keep getting a bus.
Okay. Like a school bus, or
I don't know. I just hear the, like when a bus drives, like how it sounds, and then it has that sound. Like I just hear that. Okay. Did she like kittens when she was younger, Mark? Because that's really bugging me, because that was the first thing that came through. Like, I just like see her playing with like these little kittens. So I don't know if it's a memory. Yeah, okay. So she did tell it like it was. Gotcha. Okay. I'm just trying to make sure I got her by pegging her personality and validating her before we get into everything else. And I feel like she was at that age where she was wanting to get her independence. Like, independence comes up with her. Like, she was a very independent type of person, maybe kind of wise beyond her years. Like, I don't know if there was an argument with mom, like she wanted more freedom, but she is very free spirited and independent person, if that makes sense.
Yes, it does.
Okay, there's something about her walking somewhere. I keep seeing that it's nighttime and she's walking somewhere.
Okay.
I don't know if it feels like, kind of feels like it may be from her house or something, but I feel like it's a neighborhood is what it feels like.
Okay.
Okay, so I don't know. Does that make sense? I don't know if she was going to meet someone or if she was just going for a walk, but there's some kind of argument or discussion that came in with her mom about her wanting to be like have more freedom or go somewhere that her mom didn't want her to go, or there's something like that. We know how teenagers are. It's kind of like that kind of conversation where I don't know if she wanted to go out somewhere and her mom didn't want her to go, or something to that effect. She just keeps talking about an argument. So I don't know if it was before, prior. Okay. Well, veterinarian works. That it could be symbolic. If she liked animals, yeah, there you go. Okay. So that could be why. Because remember, things come in kind of symbolic. So her playing with kittens, that means she liked animals. She wanted to be veterinarian. It all kinds of, it makes sense to me. Okay. And that would, if she really wanted to be that would be one thing why she would come in with that at first. But anyways, I'm just going to try to follow her because I feel like this is important with her walking at nighttime. Okay. Okay. I keep getting a reference to 2 males. Okay. And I'm trying to see, I don't know. I don't know if they knew her or not, but because it's weird. I keep getting also like high school stuff with one of the males that I'm getting, football, like a Letterman's jacket kind of thing. That stuff is coming in. Does that make sense? I also get like an older style car with a loud motor. I can't really see the car that great because I'm seeing in nighttime, but it looks like it's dark. It looks like a darker color. But it feels like it's one of those, because this was way back. This was back a while. So 90s or something like that. So it was more one of those older style, heavier metal type cars is what it reminds me of, with the motor sounding.
Okay.
So I don't know if she was seeing this guy or if she just knew him. But for some reason, I want to connect him to the car. I get sports around him, though. I get football player. I don't really know how he fits yet. Because it's almost like I feel like I feel like I'm walking and this car pulls up. That's what it feels like. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry about my dogs, guys.
That's all right.
They're not used to being put away this early, so I could do this. So there's another guy with him though. He feels older. I get dark hair for some reason with him,
Okay.
like more like black. It's either dark brown or black, but it's pretty dark and it's kind of like wavy. And I can see them how they were back then, usually, not how they are now.
Mhm.
I mean, sometimes I see them as they are now, but sometimes when I'm trying to see what happened and I'm back in that time, then they'll show me how they looked back then.
Right.
And
Mark says both of those last subjects make sense.
okay, that's good because I thought I was losing it.
No, you're not.
I mean, I'm getting a T, but I know her name is Tabitha, so I don't know if it could be first, middle, or last initial, and I don't know if it's for her or not. I kind of want to put it with one of the guys. It's almost like I get it like a Tommy, but I can get connections, so it doesn't necessarily mean it's one of these. It can be a connection to these people. And the side of my head is kind of hurting now. So okay, so those. It's like hurting right here above my eye. This car is a 2-door. And the only reason why I say that is because I feel like she got in the car with them because maybe she knew the one guy. I don't feel like there was a struggle getting in the car or whatever. Because I see them. The reason why I say it's a 2-door is because I see them pull the seat forward for her to get in the back seat.
Okay.
So that's their way of saying it's a 2-door. I think it's a 2-door because otherwise she would have just opened the back door. But I see him pulling the seat forward, and the seat looks black, like black leather.
Yeah.
Kind of reminds me of like a Mustang seat, but I don't know if that's the kind of car it is or if it's just similar.
Okay.
That's what I want to relate it to, anyways. I haven't got a great look at them yet, Boston. It's kind of like I'm just getting like bits and pieces. I'm trying to zone in on them. Like I said, the one guy, I feel like he's got really dark kind of wavy hair. And then the other one I want to put, but he seems older. Like, I don't know. He just seems like a friend of this guy that played football. I don't know if she really knew him. Sorry. She's telling me it's time to eat. Because it's almost like I'm getting like a sandy brown hair. No, it's not like super wavy. It's like, I don't know how to explain it. It's just on the longer side. Like it goes back like this. I say wavy because it's got body to it, but not like wavy. It's like either black or dark brown.
Okay.
But it's a darker color because I'm just getting their hair colors for some reason right now, and then like the football and stuff. But I feel like she knew him. I hear the word suspect, so I don't know if he's been a suspect at some point. But I keep getting like sandy blonde, and it's weird because I don't usually get sandy blonde. You know what I mean? They usually don't say it sandy blonde to me. It's
Right.
usually blonde, or so to hear sandy blonde is kind of specific on a hair color.
Right.
Yeah, this. So it's like one's got darker hair and one's got the lighter hair, but
Okay.
I keep pulling up, like, she wants it known that this one guy played football, and something about a Letterman's jacket or a jacket that he wore for football that seems to be very important because she keeps bringing it up. So, you know those jackets they used to wear back then? I don't even know if they wear them anymore, but they would wear them if they played football or whatever. Like, it reminds me of, like, you know, like a Letterman's jacket. That's what it reminds me of. So I don't know if it was just a jacket that he wore a lot, or there's something else specific to it. Like, he had it and then he didn't have it. There's something that's very important about the jacket, and the fact that she was a cheerleader, he played football. It's very possible that there's that connection there. But it's weird because the other guy I keep picking up, he doesn't feel like he's in school with her. Like, it might be like a year older or something, like he had just graduated, but he feels like he's just out of school.
Yes.
So he's older. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. Trying to get them more because I'm stuck on the her getting in the car part. Sorry about my birds. It's early still.
Okay.
I don't know. I feel like she wanted to hang out or something. The guy that was just out of school, I get an A too. I don't know if that makes sense. First, middle, or last. But is this in Indiana?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Yep.
But for some reason she just told me it was in Indiana. There's something about one of them and I think it's the older one, because the other one, he was a little more put together. Like, he played football and stuff, but I don't know if that changed when he got out of school. But as far as being the other one that was out of school, I lost the picture. Hold on.
Okay.
The one that's out of school, okay, I'm getting there's some kind of jail time, because I'm getting my orange jumpsuit, behind bars, mugshot. So possibly he's got some kind of rap sheet, or it's either he was in jail, it's either past, present, or future. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like, he's in jail,
Yep.
he's in jail now, or it's future. That guy is the one that feels like to me.
Yes.
Not as much the football guy. It's more like he was just there and she knew him, and maybe that's why she got in the car or wanted to hang out, was for him. But this other guy is very controlling and very manipulative and very he's not a good guy. I don't get a good feeling from him at all, and I do feel some kind of drug use as well. But he's just, and I got chills with that, but he's just
yeah, you're right on with that.
Okay, there's something with I get sexual assault at some point with him too, with someone. So I don't know if he did this before or after. This feels like the start of something.
Oh.
He broke up with her before she got with her husband around the time she knew she was pregnant. So which one, the blonde hair guy or the brown hair guy? Because I'm getting two guys, but I don't know how they fit.
The sandy blonde hair one.
Okay. Okay. And where's, because it's weird because I'm seeing them like they're. Okay, did he play football? Because I don't know if the football is tied to high school or college. That's why I usually don't do early lives. But the football seems to be a big hit. So this happened later, like a lot later than what this picture is. This is like an old picture?
Oh. She was very young.
Okay. Because I'm getting she was young, because I would keep wanting to know why I'm picking up like older style and like young, like high school, high school, college era is what I keep picking up. I just want to make sure I'm in the right time frame for this.
Yeah, it would have been more of high school.
Okay. That's what I thought. All right. Okay, so he went to college after Merch, so he was already graduated probably then, huh? I do get two guys now, whether he dropped the one off or what, I'm not really sure, but I keep picking up again. I don't know which one the football belongs to, but the football and the jacket. And I always repeat myself because they are very adamant about it. Like it needs to stick for some reason. Whether there's evidence on that jacket, like he wore it or something, but there's. Okay, brown hair guy. Okay.
Yep.
One thing I keep getting with her is my head. So I feel like there's got to be, like, I can get a headache usually if it's a brutality kind of thing, but I also get it if there's any kind of anything done to my head. Does that make sense?
Yeah, you're right on with that.
Because I've got like a major headache. High school football. Okay. Sandy blonde hair is okay. Yeah, because the sandy blonde hair guy, that's what I was getting he was bad. He was bad. And I feel like there's some kind of like he's been in jail or something. There's something with he is or will be. I really do feel like he was like in and out or something. Like there's a lot of drug stuff with him that comes in, and there's also a sexual assault that I don't know that if he's been caught for or not. But that comes in around him as well. So I keep getting suspect. Like he's been a suspect. There's no evidence. Like you guys know, but there's no evidence.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why I think she's bringing up the jacket. Where the hell is the jacket? There's something with what. I don't know if he was wearing it that night or what, but she acts like it's evidence of some kind, like there's DNA on it or something. Oh, okay, the pageant picture. Okay, yeah, I usually like to work off recent pictures because I can get more. But if that's all you guys got, that's all you got then. So which one was she dating? The sandy blonde or the brown haired? The sandy blonde. Well, unfortunately, it takes evidence, and there's not a lot, and the DNA wasn't as big as it is back then. But I do feel like if they retested things for DNA, that they would probably get a hit. I don't know if they've thought about doing that.
Okay.
If it's something that you guys can push for, because with all the new advances with DNA, I feel like if there's some things that, if there's anything left to test, if there's some things to test, her clothing, I keep getting her clothing. There's something on her clothing.
Okay.
And she keeps showing fingernails, which usually tells me there's some kind of evidence under her fingernails. And so I don't know why I keep getting a wooded area, but I keep seeing pretty woodsy for some reason. I also, I'm trying to see like what happened. It's weird because it's more like I see one person doing it and the other person standing back. Like he didn't want to be involved, but he didn't. And I don't know if that's if it's even that night. You know what I'm getting with them picking her up. I don't know if it happened at the same time. Like it was that evening, or she's just trying to show me the two people that know about it or involved. But she, my head just I keep getting like this really bad pain right here in my head. But there is, it's almost like I see the sandy blonde doing what he's doing, but the brown haired guy is standing back.
That makes sense.
Like he wasn't fully involved. It's more like he's like a bystander, or he knows what happened, or he may have helped in some way after the fact. But it's almost like, okay. I'm so confused. Both of the energies are coming aside. As long as you guys know what goes with what person.
Yep.
Okay, because that's when there's two people, they bring in things. I try to stick with one person, like energy wise, but so
I did send you another picture in case
okay,
that helps.
All right, we'll see if is it newer.
I don't know if it's let me share it on my screen here.
Okay, that's actually a more clear picture. Let's see if we can get more information on that, because it's not as pixelated. She looks a little older there.
Yeah.
Okay, so what is the one that's with drugs or whatnot? If it's not the sandy blonde hair, it's got to be the brown haired guy then. One of them is.
Mm-hmm.
Regardless, there's the one that's doing something, then the other one is just kind of standing back. It's like I'm getting the two energies crisscrossed.
Yeah.
For some reason. I don't know. They keep getting a wooded area. I hear the word dumped. So that could mean like she dumped him, which we talked about, or dumped somewhere.
Yeah, I agree. You're right on.
I keep hearing okay. All right. So why am I only getting two though? I'm not seeing a third person, oddly. It could be hers. I don't know. Does the wooded area make sense?
Yes.
Okay. Because I feel like I'm dumped in a wooded area, but there's water not far, like maybe a river, creek, or something like that. And I feel like I'm just kind of laying there.
Yeah, you're right on.
Okay. I do get two people dumped her. I think that there would be, I really think if they were to retest stuff with the new DNA stuff that they have now, that they would get some hits. It feels like that's what she's telling me with the fingernails and the clothes. Like they need to it needs to be retested. So I know that they're trying to do that with John Bonet and the police won't do it. So I don't know if it's anything that right. So that's why, so they have been a suspect. So that's why I got suspect.
Yes.
Okay. So they were, this is a boyfriend, or it would be ex if she dumped him, broke up with him. Or someone she was seeing. Some kind of relationship there.
The person that's the suspect is?
Oh, whoever, the one of the two people that I'm talking
Okay.
about. Yeah. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I said, is it your boyfriend? I heard yes. So I don't know if she was dating. Now, boyfriend to me could be, someone they're just dating, boyfriend, someone they were seeing, but my head is like throbbing right now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that could be another reason why her clothes. All right. I was gonna ask you if she was missing any clothes, actually, because I feel very exposed. I don't feel like I'm buried or anything like that, really. I just feel like I'm kind of just dumped and just kind of thrown out like trash, is the way she says it. Just in the woods, and then I get, that there's some kind of creek or river that's not too far. But I'm just surrounded by trees. It feels very wooded from what she's showing me. There is a reference to my head majorly, but also I'm getting the throat area. I feel like I can't breathe. So this is usually some kind of strangulation or taking of my breath. My ear is like hurting on this side where my head is hurting. So there's something all with this side of my head. Like I've just been hit in the head or bashed in the head, or there's a lot of it feels very brutal, and maybe that's why she's not showing me the complete. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't.
Yeah.
I do hear the word cover up.
Really?
So I usually don't get that. But for some reason I am, and I don't know in what way that means. I don't know if there's someone that, like, this person is involved in the police department, and now, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know exactly what they mean by that. But those are the words I heard. So
I can validate that.
okay. Yeah, like my head and my ear, I can't get past this headache that she's giving me. It's like a major, major thing.
Yes. It was with the head, and it was brutal.
Yeah, that's what it feels like. Like I'm hit in the head repeatedly, but I think at one point I was strangled or something at one point. Or there's something with my throat area. Okay. I was going to ask you if there was a baby. That was the next thing I was going at, because I kept getting a baby boy.
Yes.
So did she know the sex? Or no?
Mark, did she know when she was?
Because I keep seeing her.
She knew afterwards.
Yeah. I keep seeing her holding a baby boy, so I just didn't know if like that would validate like you guys already knew what she was gonna have.
I don't know about during the pregnancy, but if she knew that it was a boy.
Okay. Well, she would know now, but I didn't know if you guys knew to validate it. You know what I mean? So that's what I was asking.
Yeah.
What does he mean by that? No reference to where she was found. The area she was found feels pretty like random. You get like a road not far from there. And it looks like a paved road with like, you know, the lines down the middle. I mean, so it would tell me it's like a regular road, like not too far from where she was. I don't know why she's showing me that. I mean, I feel like they knew of the area, but it's I don't know why I'm hearing middle, like middle, but like I wanna like from where he lived and where she lived, or somewhere that's relevant to him. It's like a middle ground area. I don't know if that makes sense. Like in the middle of where he lived or work, or somewhere that's relevant to her, and then her. Like it's in the middle of somewhere, like two different places that are relevant. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does.
Okay, because like, why am I getting middle? But I feel like I'm in the middle of two relevant places. We'll just put it like that.
Okay.
And one of the places feels like it's relevant to him.
Yes.
And one kind of place kind of feels like it's more relevant to her. I feel like the cops keep telling you like there's not enough evidence. But I feel like if everything was retested now, there would be something. Like that's something that DNA is really hard to hide now, especially with all the new advancements. And yeah, I'm getting all this pain right here too. Okay, so it is a boy. Okay, so she does have a son.
Yes.
Okay. All right. I think maybe she was pregnant with. Was she pregnant at the time or no?
No.
Okay. All right. So that's just validating her son. But she showed it. It was weird because she showed it to me like holding him.
Yep.
Okay. So he wasn't very old then.
No.
When this happened.
No.
Okay. All right, I understand. I'm just trying to say that where she was found is relevant to the suspect. Is relevant to the suspect. That's all that she's trying to say. Like it seems like it's in the middle, relevant to him and relevant to her. I keep getting an argument. Now this is a different argument. I don't know who this argument's with. It feels like it's with someone like before she goes missing. I'm like super hot right now. It was kind of weird. Like when she was showing me the two guys, it was like she was showing me back in time. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It didn't seem like it was like the time she went missing. That makes sense. And I don't know if that was just to show me the two guys or what, but so I mean, I think you guys know, you guys are correct on who's involved. So because the two people that I'm picking up, you guys can validate both of those guys. And I'm not getting a third person. That doesn't mean that one's not involved in some way, shape, or form. but she just shows me 2, and I keep getting the number 2. Because I try to pick up another 1, and I'm not picking up. I'm not seeing it. She just shows me those 2 guys.
Okay.
I'm not picking up a female. That doesn't mean that there isn't one involved. It doesn't mean that. It's just she's not what she's showing me. I keep getting, I just keep getting this argument. So was there an argument with someone before she went missing?
That's what we're being told, yes.
Okay. Because the argument feels relevant to her being missing. Like it's what happened prior to this happening to her. Is her stepdad in her life for since she was little? Like did she call him dad? You said, is that her stepdad or dad?
Stepdad.
Stepdad. Okay. Was he in her life when she was younger? For a long time? Yeah. Did she call him dad?
Mark, can you verify that?
Yeah.
I want to say yes, but
yeah. Because I hear I love you, Dad. So I wanted to see if she actually called him dad, and because it feels like he helped raise her from a younger age, like he was in her life a long time. So she thought of him as a dad, not just as a stepdad, is the way that it comes in. Like she was there for him, like she took the place of her bio. He took the place of her bio dad, basically.
That makes sense.
And helped raise her, is what she keeps showing me.
Yep.
And I feel like he's the one that's really been pushing for everything.
Yes.
And she sees that. She sees the sleepless nights and how hard that he's been pushing for everything. Now, I hear the words, justice will come. Now, I don't know if that means they will arrest someone and justice will come, or it may come in another way. Okay. This is so weird. Okay, I don't know what this is coming. I don't know why this is coming up. There's something with a suicide. And I don't know if that's someone that's connected to these guys that maybe knew, or exactly why that's coming in. I'm not sure. But it feels like there's a suicide connected to the situation.
Okay.
I don't really know. I don't know why I'm getting that. As I said, it's weird. I don't understand why I'm getting that. And I don't know when that was. I don't know when that happened. I don't know if it happened back then or if it happened recently. I just keep getting that there's some kind of, a suicide that's connected to this.
Okay, we'll have to look into that one.
Yeah, this is gonna bug me, and I hope you figure out what it's for. And it's not somebody in the chats. Love one stepping in. it feels like it feels like it's connected to this case. So okay. She says you were a good dad to her. He says never stopped fighting. He never stopped fighting.
You're right on about that.
He never stopped fighting for justice. You guys, is there yeah, it could be future too. The suicide.
That's what I was wondering.
It could be because I do get future stuff. I get that a lot actually.
Wow.
Dude. Sorry, my cats just decided to let me knock over a box.
Yeah, so you hit
Oh, so
everything.
there is a T. Because I got T earlier. But we didn't validate it because I said I didn't know if it was Tabitha or another T.
I don't know.
And this is somebody else they're talking about.
I'm not sure.
Okay. Yeah, it felt like you were her stepdad since she was young. Like you helped raise her, like the biggest part of her life that she needed you.
Yeah, you were right on about that.
Okay. So yeah, there's something. It's gonna bug me now about that suicide. Have they ever tried to pin this on someone else?
Yes.
Because I heard the word pinned on him. So someone tried to pin it on somebody else. That makes sense.
Yes, but not the him part.
I don't know. I just hear pinned on. So they try to pin it on someone else, basically. I also hear the word friend with that. I might have misheard the him part. I just pinned on.
Okay.
I don't know where the friend is sticking into. Okay, yeah. Right. Okay, it makes sense. Yeah, because she sees that. She's talking about that. I don't know why this might relate to something with Mark, but she's holding a teddy bear. Usually when I get that, holding a stuffy, holding a teddy bear that was given to her that is of relevance at some point. Also, sometimes it's placing it somewhere, but it feels like someone was given to her. She's just like holding it. So that might be something, something relevant to Mark that he gave her. Just to kind of validate it's her and not some random person I'm talking to. So do we know if they drove like an older style car back then? Like before, I think it was before. I keep wanting to say it's like in high school or something like that. This person drove an older vehicle, like an
old style car.
Yeah. I will keep wanting to say it's a Mustang, but I don't know if that's right. Oh. Frank said wrong case on the T. the T could be oh, Mark, I'm sorry. Did that make sense? Did that make sense with the teddy bear or stuffy? I always see it as a teddy bear, but it could be anything.
I'm assuming it is if he said.
Yeah. Sorry. That's just her way of validating that, this is her. And she wants you to know. It's just they always try to give something personal. Okay, so that's where the friend comes in. So I might have misheard the him part, but I heard pinned on, and then when I didn't get that right, she said friend. So sometimes I don't hear right. So okay. Yeah. All right. Makes sense. Sorry, Mark.
He needs to hear it.
Yeah.
I'm glad you're telling him.
Yeah, and I like when they do that though, because it's very personal and it's something that there's no way I could know, and then it'll like jog something to let them know, yeah, I am talking to them. I keep picking up jewelry. I keep picking up like a necklace and a ring, and I don't know if she had anything on at the time or there's something with her jewelry.
Okay.
So I don't know if she had it on at the time or anything's missing, or I'm not really sure. Okay, so the teddy bear could be any stuffy that was given. I mean, usually I get that when, like, if you've given it to her for birthday or whatever, or it's been left somewhere, like maybe where she was found. I don't really know, but she's like holding it close. So if it's not you, it might be her mom or something. I don't know.
Okay.
It feels important because she keeps showing it to me, so it's just a
Right.
matter of figuring out what she's talking about, because it's always how we kind of perceive and interpret the information.
Right.
Well, older as in like not in the 2000s. So it would be like, 90s or 80s car, but it feels like a heavier metal type frame, two-door.
Okay.
And it just has a loud motor. I mean, I guess it doesn't mean it has to be old, but some people have loud motors if they don't have old cars. But that's just how I usually perceive an older car. It's just kind of what she shows me, like when she's getting in the car and with them. And I don't know if she's getting in the car with them back then, or this is something that was around the time of her disappearance. But sometimes they show things, like I said, past, present, future.
Okay.
I'm trying to get more. There's also something like, and she was showing me this in the very beginning, and I was like trying to figure out what she was talking about, but she was showing me something like with an apartment or a residence or something like that.
Okay.
She keeps showing me that. She was showing me that in the beginning, and it's coming back up. I don't think it's for you. I mean, I just think she's, for some reason, she's showing me that, and that could be what they drove back in high school. I don't
Yeah.
know. It's not necessarily what they drove right, like at the time, because
Right.
for some reason I felt like I was back in time with her, and I don't know if that was to say this is how I met these people or what. Like,
Right.
I don't know if that's why that came in, but it's getting dark in here. Probably turn on the light.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Okay.
There. Now you could see me. Well, my EMF was kind of going off a little bit. She seems familiar, like I've seen her before or something. I mean, she is showing me a wedding ring. Like, we're going back to the ring thing.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know what that means. I don't know if it means usually she was married, or it has something to do with her husband. I'm not really sure where the...
So
That
she
was
was
Rex.
married.
Oh, she was. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Well, as long as I'm picking, as long as it makes sense, it makes sense. As long as you know how it makes sense, and that's just a validation thing.
Okay.
So what is it with her husband then? Because she wants to link the ring, which is symbolic of marriage, to this situation. But I don't really know how it's linked to the situation. Does that make sense?
Yes. So she's telling you the ring, the husband.
Yes, the husband.
Has something to do with the situation.
Yes.
Yeah, that makes
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
That could be like the third person, I guess. I don't know if all these people know each other. What the heck this is about? Because it feels like a conspiracy at this point.
They do.
They do. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And that's probably why she was bringing up her son. So that could be the third person that they're that could be number 3. So 2 guys, but I don't know if the husband was there. This feels like you can always message me, Mark, if you need to, and we could go deeper if there's certain things that you want to talk about, or we see if I can
agree.
get. Okay, so the apartment reference. Okay, because I was getting that in the very beginning and it didn't make sense at the time, and she brought it back around. Because when I was trying to connect with her, I was getting flashes of everything from everywhere, and I was just like, "You need to chill out a minute," because like I don't understand what you're trying to say.
Right.
So, and sometimes I have to do that. I have to calm them down and be like, go slower, one at a time, because I'm not going to be able to understand all of that. So, all right, that makes sense. I'm trying to understand what she's giving me. Was that guy abusive? The husband?
The husband?
Yeah. Do you know if he was abusive in any way?
I do know in certain ways.
Emotional or physical, whatever. I'll pick up abuse if there's any kind of abuse. I get controlling. I hear the word controlling. I hear the words, I don't know what I was thinking. Yep. So she doesn't know what she was thinking about, but it was like once she was in, she couldn't get out. And it's weird she's bringing this up now after bringing up the other 2 people. Mm-hmm. It's kind of backwards. She went backwards with it. Okay. All right. As long as I'm hitting on stuff, it's all good.
No, you are. You are hitting on all kinds of stuff.
Okay. Which is amazing for a 20-year-old case, honestly.
I know. I'm just over here amazed.
So I hear they're all involved. That's what she just said. They're all involved. So those at least those 3 people. Okay. That's because there's something with his alibi, and I don't know if it's because he has an alibi, but right. It's not a real alibi. I don't know if someone's covering for him or whatever. So I think that's why cops aren't really looking into him. It's weird. I'm trying to get into like what happened that night. And for some reason, I'm just getting like bits and pieces. Like I got where she was found, I got what happened, but I'm not getting like what led up to it, other than an argument. There's an argument. It feels more like the.
So there's your validation there.
Okay. So it's almost like these two people helped in some way. She's saying they're all involved, but it there's something about an argument, and I keep feeling like I'm slapped. I feel like this, like, hold on. I usually feed them before I go on a live. Usually the way this is coming in, it's almost like okay, yeah, so that makes sense about the alibi. Trying to kind of see, because it's almost like she popped off to him and I got smacked. So that's what I keep getting. I'm getting like super hot. Like, I don't know if she wants to show me everything. It's almost like these two guys helped him. I don't know if it was dispose of her or because something happened after that argument with him. Because the argument I feel like was with him.
When you say him, meaning
the husband.
A husband, okay.
Because she's still going off the ring. This is still the stuff she's giving me with the, the guy. So that's why I'm seeing the brown hair guy stand back then. If he's on the good side, because that would be why I see him standing back. But maybe does he know what happened and he's just afraid to say, or?
I'm thinking so.
Yeah. So, because that's why I saw him standing back then. But if she would say he's involved, that would mean like he just knows. Because I didn't see that guy doing anything. But this was very personal. The way that it was, what happened to her and what she showed me what happened to her is okay. Are I'm so confused. Does he mean the sandy blonde guy when he says brown hair? because it's like the two guys have darker hair, but there's a sandy blonde that's like lighter. Sandy blonde, would that be light brown? I don't even know what color sandy blonde hair is. I usually don't get that.
Yeah, sandy blonde is lighter.
Like light brown.
Yeah.
Okay. It's all confusing, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
But this feels personal. This feels like something that was done in anger. Okay. So I have a question mark. Is this guy that we've been talking about, the other guy, the other two guys, we should say, are they his friends? I have to plug my computer up because my battery is dying. Okay. 1 second.
So you're asking if the husband is friends with
Yes.
the other two guys?
Yes.
Mark, can you validate
like,
that?
Is he connected to them? I don't know if he's friends or connected, but there's some kind of connection. I don't know if he knows them or.
I know he would know one of them.
Okay.
I believe.
It's like he, because that's what, like, she made me feel like knew one, but the other one knew the other guy. If that makes sense. Like, they're friends, but then he knows one of them. But she was saying it like the way I took it in the beginning was like she knew him. You know what I mean?
She did know
one of them, at least.
At least one, yeah.
Okay. Because it's like she knew one, but not the other, if that makes sense. But the other, he's friends with the one she knew. I don't know how else to explain it. There's connections there, but she didn't know the other one of them. She doesn't know very well. So my dogs are getting a little antsy.
That's all right.
Okay. Sandy Blind guy, because I'm getting confused with all the brown haired Sandy Blonde guy. Okay, yeah. I thought the Sandy Blonde guy is, I keep wanting to connect drugs to the Sandy Blonde guy. Okay. There's something happened that I feel like there was an argument with the husband and something happened after that. Something happened during and after, I should say. And it involved, I don't know if he called these guys and was like, hey, I need you to help me with this situation. Because that's how it comes across. Okay. So there's connections. All right. So that makes sense.
Definitely.
Because she keeps taking me back to this and my ear keeps hurting. So somehow, I don't know if she got smacked like around the ear area or what, but it feels like there's an argument and then I feel like I'm smacked. So she's trying to tell me something happened during that argument to where he hurt her. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
And then it's like he called these other two guys to help him with the situation and cover it up and all of that. That's how it's coming across now, and I know it took a long time to get to this part.
I know. But I think you had to go through all of that to get.
It's kind of weird because it's like she took me around the long way instead of taking me the short way.
Right.
And I don't know why. But yeah, there's something wrong. Like the cops think it's an alibi, but it's not really. And I think that's another reason why that he's not a suspect. It's funny when people say that, but yet they haven't been here the whole time to listen to everything that I've gotten that I wouldn't know.
Exactly.
or watch what I've done with personal people. You know what I
Exactly.
mean? Because I do personal readings on my channel and I don't know who I'm connecting to. And I knew nothing about this case, but there's stuff that I've gotten that I shouldn't know. So it's still funny that people come on here and say that stuff,
I know.
but they haven't been here the whole time.
Well, and I
There's
guess,
always going to be skeptics, but at this point, it's 20 years old. What do you have to lose at this
right.
point? You have absolutely nothing to lose when it gets to a point where you have no other, you have no other avenue to go down.
And especially since I told you I just wanted help with the 20-year-old case, didn't give you a name, didn't
Yeah.
give you a picture, nothing until you first got here tonight.
Yeah.
So go back and watch the beginning.
Yeah, exactly. Because I wouldn't have known any of that. I had never even heard of this case. I mean, it didn't even pop up when I Googled to get her picture. So, I hear the words "Dad, you know."
Dad, you know.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wouldn't give.
So basically what she's telling us is that Mark is right on with what
Yes.
he's thinking.
Yes.
And you wouldn't know what he was thinking because you've
No.
never spoken to Mark.
No, but he's been able to validate everything here.
Exactly. Exactly. Okay.
My dogs are telling me it's time to eat. So I mean, I think you guys know what happened. As far as who's involved, I think that everything that you have is correct. The problem is that there's not really any evidence. Hold on one second. This is driving me crazy.
Okay. Yes, I agree. Blue
I
will.
usually feed them by
Very
now.
good.
Sorry, they're a little ticked off at me.
I
Yeah,
have a dog. I know what that's like.
that's true. She's basically breaking down, and it's weird that she went all the way around to get to this point. And I don't know, maybe she needed to bring up the validation to show you guys that it was right. But it's God, he's driving me crazy all of a sudden. But it's basically what she's saying is something happened the night of the argument because I feel like I'm slapped. I feel like it goes further than what she would have thought or anything. It's just like he loses it. Okay. And then it's like he calls these other two people to help him because he doesn't really know what to do. Right. And I feel like they know and everything, but there's one guy, like the blonde, like the sandy blonde guy, he won't tell or anything. But the other one, I think he's scared.
Right.
He knows what this guy is capable of.
Right.
And unfortunately, with cold cases and stuff, like you really need a good cold case detective.
Yeah.
That is willing to look at everything all over again, and including the DNA. And I feel like that's what you guys need, or a PI. I feel like, has there been a PI on this case? Because the PI came up earlier. I was going to ask. She loves you a lot, Mark. She really does. And she hears you every time you say that you miss her. She hears you. I think you got a lot of validation tonight that she's very much aware of what you've been doing for her.
Yes.
She very much knows everything that you've been going through, everything that you've pushed for, all of it. And she says, regardless of what comes of this, I'm okay. So it's not like,
yeah. Wow.
Well, I think it's the husband. Allegedly.
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 Yes.
Because that's what she's showing me, and it's like the other two people were involved in like the aftermath kind of thing is what it comes up as.
Right.
That's because I think that's why she wanted to show me the ring at the end.
It makes sense.
I don't know why she waited till the last minute, but I mean, till the very end, but I don't know. She says everything that he thinks of is true. And if he wants to, hold on, drive me crazy.
I'm going to get you and Mark together behind the scenes because
oh my gosh, my dog is driving me crazy. This is why I usually do later ones because they're all fed and they'd be quiet. But right. I had to rush on here today, and I've had kind of a crazy day. But so I apologize for him barking in the background.
Don't worry about it. We're used to it.
Anyways, yeah, like Mark can always message me if he needs to. Sometimes things come in privately that won't come on a live, just because whatever the the daughter wants to say something to you personally.
Right.
Oh, okay. PI. I was going to ask you about a gun, actually. That's where the head comes in, huh?
Yes.
Okay. So the not being able to breathe and stuff, that could also be, that could have been something from before where he, strangled her before. It could be, something else. But I hear the words execution.
Yeah.
And maybe more of what happened would come in if I just talked to Mark, because
I agree.
Sometimes they don't want to go into the details out here, but maybe there's certain stuff that they just want Mark to know. But she does, yeah, she is okay regardless. She's okay regardless of what happens with her case. So there's karma, you know what I mean? So something will happen karmically, or justice will be served in one way or another. But regardless, she's okay. You don't think she's not at rest because you haven't found who did this to her, or you found him, but it hasn't come, to justice.
Right.
And she's still okay because we have soul contracts and that we make before we come here, and they understand that on the other side why things happen to them. And so it's more for us that are here to find out and know, and then for the person to have their karma to, go to jail or whatever may happen. But I'd be curious about, I hope it's not a future thing with the suicide, because I'm wondering actually it feels like it's heavy on this one guy's shoulders that you said was the good guy. The one that I kept seeing standing back, it feels like it's heavy on his shoulders. Like he wants to tell so bad, but he doesn't know how to really say it without something happening to him. Like he's afraid of the guy. So, oh, it's no problem, Mark. Seriously. I'm glad I could help. I'm glad that I was able to validate everything that you think, because she says you're on the right path.
Yeah.
And yeah, PI did come in. So I don't know, if that was talking about that person's PI, or you guys need a PI. They're expensive though, but it would be nice if a cold case detective could pick it up. Because usually they go in and they relook over everything. And honestly, I feel like if everything was retested with today's technology, that you guys might get something. This feels very, I don't know if it was really planned per se. I think that it had crossed his mind. But I just think he had a bad temper. I get a bad temper, controlling, and I think she wanted to leave him. And that was a no-no for him for whatever reason. Narcissist. He's a narcissist. So yeah, she really wants to thank you for all that you did for her, because I feel like I said, you were there a lot of the times that she needed you, and you continue to be there for her. You continue to be her voice.
Yeah.
So that's what she wants to. So she wants to thank you for being her voice and for being her dad, for stepping into that role, because that's not always easy to do.
Right.
So, and
Wow.
more, like I said, if we talked privately, more might come in about everything, because sometimes it's just for your protection, my protection, everybody else's protection.
Exactly.
But I think we got enough. I mean, I think we got a lot of validation.
No, I agree. And if Mark wants to do a private reading, I'll be more than happy to donate for that. And I'll put you in contact, or him in contact with you.
I mean, I would just do it anyways. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I would just do it.
Okay. I have to thank you, because this is such a crazy case, and he's been looking at this for so long, and to get validation, especially with you not knowing anything about what case I was going to ask you to look at or anything. It's amazing the things that you came up with tonight. Just blows my mind.
It honestly blew my mind too.
20-year-old case, and oh my gosh, did you hit so many things on the right on.
That's pretty crazy, Mark, because she was bringing up the PI. So that's interesting she brought that up.
Yeah.
There were so many little things that she brought up too. You know what I mean?
Yes. Well, and I've got things circled to, the suicide is one, the jewelry, the Letterman jacket, the things that she really, really hit on. So if we can figure out where that comes into, I'll let you know.
Sorry, my dogs are just telling me they're hungry.
That's all right. But all right, so I'm going to let you go because I know they're hungry. And thank you so much for doing this tonight. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me on. I know you were going out on a limb with your channel to bring on a psychic, so it means a lot. But it is what it is.
This is not the first time that you have just wowed me. So, like I said, I've watched you before and stayed up late and watched different readings, and I was just amazed at how on you were on about those too. So
thank you for having me on, and thank you guys for being nice in the chat and everything. Most of you. There's a few, but a lot less than I thought we were gonna have.
You always get your trolls, right?
Yeah, thank you for having me on, Marv. I wish I would have got them fed and everything before I came on, and then they would have been quiet. But I ran out of time.
Yeah,
should have went back to sleep this morning, and I did. So,
all right. Well, I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna close out the show here, but thank you so much.
You're welcome. I hope it was helpful.
It was.
Okay, good. All right, I'll talk to you guys later.
All right. Bye. All right. I'm adding Frank to the stream.
Oh my goodness.
What did you think of that? Because you're a skeptic.
Some things, man, she nailed right on it, man. I was like, man.
Right, and there's not.
That me and you and Mark have talked about the husband.
Yes, and there's so many things that we would love to tell you guys, but right now we cannot, because it's evidentiary, and we are getting some help with this case. from Steve. You all know that. So, oh my goodness, it's just amazing. Amazing.
And I am still in contact with, what's her name? Ruth Ann Gordon from Fox 59. So if I don't
Yep.
hear back from Jesse Wells within a day or two, she told me to call her back. So if you guys don't know who Ruth Ann Gordon is, she's the original reporter from Fox 59 that covered the case 20 years ago. So I got in contact with her. She's going to try to pass it along and see if we can get some exposure on this case through the media.
We love you, Mark. So we're always going to be here for support and everything. And we want to, thank everybody from the Psychic Sleuth channel that hopped over here to see her. And yes, she is amazing. Absolutely amazing. Genesis shivers here. Yes.
It really just got me when she said there was a creek or a river. I was like, oh Lord.
Yep.
She's still she's in the backstage still.
Yes. So, all right, everybody, we're going to say good night. Thank you for joining us. We'll be back on. I might do a live on tomorrow, actually, about baby Amaya Robertson. Big news breaking from that case this week.
My neck of the woods, right here in that town.
Yep.
Crazy.
So, go ahead, Frank.
That's crazy. I even tried to reach out to somebody that had a Facebook group on that, and they never got back with me. So it almost made me feel like they gave up hope on the whole thing, and all of a sudden, here we go.
Yeah. So, I'm thinking tomorrow night on baby Amaya, because that's big news happening right now. And yesterday things came out. Today things came out. We might get some more information tomorrow. We'll see.
I'm going to have to pull the documents if I need to.
Yeah. All right, everybody.
All right.
It's that time. Close us out.
Peace out. One love, y'all. One love, y'all. Good night.
Good night.